Brand's team, and given the nod to start this weekend at Flyer 4. It's a good restart. The ball is knocked on in play by Elvis Olukusi, losing the ball forward. Advantage to KABRAS Sugar. It's a knock-on advantage. Bran Tanga at the tail of that track. Passes the ball to Bran. That is Nyambua, the captain. Ball is back to Dukisa, who hoofs it upfield and gets a beautiful kick for his team. This clearly looks like a 50-22. And there you have it. Now the referee, the assistant referee, signals for a line out for KCB. Let's have a look at what Griffin Musila will do with this one. The line out is thrown in, and Asati opts for a high clearance. The ball is in play. KABRAS Sugar with possession. Taking into contact. The Sugarman. Brian Tanga shifts the ball to Nyambua George. Nyambua takes contact. Tanga. Brian Tonya. Barry Robinson. Walter Okoth. Ntabeni Dukisa. And KABRAS Sugar lose it forward. In contact. Early opening nerves by the two teams. First scrum of the day in the final goes to KCB. Let's see how they park in the forwards. Asati with ball in hand. It is a penalty to KCB. KABRAS Sugar not able to hold their weight and collapsing the scrum as the penalty is awarded to KCB. Attacking ball for KCB. Griffin Musila with ball in hand. Line out is fed. Andy Kolomolo takes the ball from the air. Felix Ojo takes contact. 1, 2, 3 KABRAS players attracted to that bit of action. Samuel Asati clears it into the midfield. Asati to Levy. Levy opting for the high ball. Ntabeni Dukisa receiving end, opting to kick it back to KCB. Darwin Mukita looking to keep possession in play. Throws the ball back in. Ball still in play. Kevin Wekesa with the ball. Passes it back. What a mistake there by KCB. It is prime attacking football for KABRAS Sugar. Brian Tanga shifting it to the forwards. Brian Tonya takes contact. Brian Tanga. Walter Okoth cutting through and slicing through the KCB defense and landing the first try of this game. What a play there by the KABRAS Sugar team, ladies and gentlemen, feeding off a mistake by KCB's fullback and punishing the bunkers. That is Walter Okoth just slicing through that defensive line and getting a center post score for KABRAS Sugar, slamming the ball down in the process as his teammates come in to celebrate with him. Ntabeni Dukisa getting the extra 2 points. Ntabeni Dukisa, ladies and gentlemen, getting the extra 2 points for KABRAS Sugar, bring the scores to KABRAS Sugar 7, KCB Well, what a start there by the KABRAS team. Just punishing KCB. Beg your pardon, on the screen we have KCB 7, KABRAS 0. It is the opposite, KABRAS 7, KCB 0. But that is what really happens once you lose the ball in a very, very dangerous position. Meanwhile, on the attack, straight from the kickoff, is KCB looking to respond almost immediately to falling back. Bob Mohati, the ball in hand, the big wrecking ball. Bob Mohati takes contact, passing the ball back to Michael Omalua. Omalua taking 1, 2, 3 KABRAS players. Samuel Asati at the base of the rack. Ojo Felix. Felix the machine running into the KABRAS team. Well, KABRAS defending ferociously. Into the 5 they go. Silungi. Levia Munga tackled. Good defensive response there by KABRAS. And Simil loses the ball. Oscar Simil loses the ball. It is a knock-on advantage for KABRAS. Well, really, with the advantage by the referee, KABRAS opting to go for the scrum. Missed opportunity there by KCB. An opportunity for them to strike back, to respond to going down a try. But this solid scrum there by KABRAS. Well, what a run there by KABRAS, but they lose the ball forward, but the referee signals for an advantage. Advantage is over. Darwin Mkita takes contact, passes the ball back to Austin Sikuto. Austin Sikuto running it straight, running it back. Route 1. Meanwhile, referee awards KABRAS the penalty for a side entry at the rock by KCB. Well, what a passage of play. The two sides really exchanging blows. Tabeni Dukisa looking for touch. Went to the 10-meter inside the KCB half. Edwin. Eugene Sifuna with ball in hand, feeding the line out. Referee awards half a penalty to KCB. We're closing the gap in the line out area. Remember, the gap has to be kept at 1 meter between the two sides. Meanwhile, we have Alfred Orega with ball in hand, takes contact, but a big tackle by KCB. Brian Tanga passes the ball back to Tabeni Dukisa. Dukisa hosts it, the ball forward. Darwin Mukisa with a chip and chase. Chases his own kick. But Barry Robinson with other ideas. Taking contact in their own half. Tabeni Dukisa trusting his boot once again. Looking for that space just right behind the KCB defensive line. And getting another beautiful kick execution by KABRAS. Well, something that looks to be the key and weapon for KABRAS today is the boot of Ntabeni Dukisa. just looking to turn the KCB defensive line back whenever they try and get into the KABRAS half. The line out is thrown successfully. KCB hoof it forward. There you have it, Bryson Adaka with heap of speed and space. And there you go, Lamek Ambetsa. But big tackle coming in there by KCB, and the ball is lost on the ground there. Samuel Asati saves his team. The clearing kick is a beautiful kick by Darwin Mukita. Once again, KABRAS Sugar losing a prime attacking opportunity there for their second try. Many gaps opening in this KCB defensive side. That was KABRAS's third line break of this first half. Eugene Sifuna so far doing well in the line out. It is a penalty as called by the center referee, Constant Cap. Just waiting to see who the penalty is awarded to. Penalty for KABRAS Sugar, tackling the man in the air. KCB pulling down Brian Juma as he went for the line out. You can see he's having a conversation. He's having a conversation. And KABRAS Sugar opting to go for the three. Sijui kama watakubali. Tabeni Dukisa looking to add the extra 3 points on the scoreboard for KABRAS. So far, just one attack into the KABRAS half as Tabeni Dukisa gets the extra 3 points. Penalty conversion by KABRAS Sugar, adding the extra 3 points for the Sugarmen, bring the scores to KABRAS Sugar 10, KCB 0. Check it, signal. Restart taken very well by KABRAS, looking to drag Brian Tanga into touch. But KCB losing that battle. Brian Tanga at the base of the rack. Passes it back to Tabeni Dukisa, who hoofs it forward. Samuel Asati fielding that high ball. Meanwhile, Darwin Mukita weaving his way through the KABRAS Sugar defensive line. Passing the ball to Felix Ojo. Felix Ojo taking contact and losing the ball in contact. It is a scrum for KABRAS. Well, KCB really have to settle down and start using their precious little possession, because they seem to be losing the ball, and every other time they lose the ball, they are on the defensive. KABRAS looking to pile more misery on the bunkers. Brian Tanga, the ball in hand as he looks to feed the scrum. So far, the battle of scrum time has really not been a big one because everyone is using their ball. KABRAS are feeding their balls and getting them out. Meanwhile, this one is the referee awards the penalty, and a quick tap there by Brian Tanga. Brian Tanga Silky customer, this one. Brian Tonya takes contact as Nyambua, the captain. And that is a beautiful chip and chase. And guess who, ladies and gentlemen? Kelvin Wekesa. Wekesa with KABRAS' second try.
Try time! KABRAS Sugar! Kevin Wekesa, ladies and gentlemen, getting KABRAS' second try of the match. Taking the scores to KABRAS Sugar 15, KCB 0.
Well, KCB's defensive line really in 6s and 7s. Simple chip and chase by Dukisa Ntabeni, getting KABRAS' second try of the match as he looks to add the extra 2. Ntabeni Dukisa misses the conversion attempt. KABRAS Sugar 15, KCB is 0. The first half, a KCB failure to defend in the 22, handing KABRAS Sugar their second try of the game. Really feeding off the mistakes of the bunkers. Well, what a start by KABRAS. Levi Amunga with ball in hand, looking to restart. Ball goes up beyond the 10-meter line and well taken in the air by KABRAS. Brian Tanga passes it back to Dukisa. Dukisa with his usual high boot. Just looking to screw deeper into the KCB half, but Austin Sikutua responds. Kicking the ball deep into the KABRAS Sugar half. Line out time, KABRAS Sugar. Line out is fed and well taken by KABRAS, Brian Tanga. Loses the ball. Meanwhile, the referee, Constant Cap, issuing KCB with a yellow card. The captain is sent to the bin for an off-the-ball tackle by the captain. It's getting from bad to worse for KCB, now down to 14, looking to claw back a 15-point deficit. KABRAS Sugar kicking the ball into touch. It is line-out time. Line-out time, KABRAS Sugar. Captain having a minute. Eugene Sifuna with ball in hand. Line out time, well taken in the air by KABRAS. Referee with an advantage. Play for KABRAS, a free play. Eugene Sifuna fighting and battling with the KCB defensive line. Brian Tanga shifting the ball to Gabriel Odero. Gabriel Odero taking contact into the 10-meter yard area of KCB. George Nyambua with yet another carry. Flurry of carries by the captain. Switch back in play there. Brian Tonya with ball in hand. Tabeni Dukisa. George Nyambua passes the ball to Kevin Wekesa. Kevin Wekesa versus Elvis Olukusi. Olukusi, but KABRAS lose the ball forward, and the advantage play by the referee is taken by the Sugarmen. Well, very interesting to see what they do from this. And looking at how their lineout has fared, they opt for the lineout. KCB down one man means there is an overlap somewhere on the pitch, open play, or in the forwards, and they opt to go for the lineout. Going to set either a maul or play off the top of that lineout. Ball is fed in, but it is lost. But an infringement at lineout time. Referee awarding KABRAS Sugar with half a penalty. And they opt for the scrum down, knowing very well that the captain, Griffin Musila, is off the pitch. KCB, of course, have to get a hooker onto the pitch for that specific scrum down. That entirely means that in the back line of KABRAS, there is a one-man advantage because they'll have to either get off a backline player or one of the back row players. But judging by the positioning of this scrum, attacking opportunity for KABRAS, a dangerous position. KCB would rather have 8v8 at the scrum as compared to having a 7v8, which definitely will be a scrum shove, which could easily lead to a penalty try or a clear out try for KABRAS. Well, very interesting to note. The two sides met a couple of weeks ago right here, a rainy affair on that specific day, and KABRAS came top, albeit very, very narrow. Would be interesting to know what the two coaches think about the first half, the first couple of minutes of this game. Coach Curtis would definitely be reeling from the mistakes that have costed his team. I remember down by a man. Strong scrummaging there by KCB, not budging. Well, the referee awards a penalty to KABRAS, collapsing the scrum. KABRAS Sugar opting for yet another scrum. Just looking to squeeze that little bit of energy out of the KCB forward line. Very many opportunities here in the open side of the scrum. Lethal weapons, Bryson, Adaka, Walter, Okoth in the midfield for KABRAS. That is if they opt to play it to the open side. But most importantly, first things first, the scrum has to be a solid platform for the attack to work. Any of that magic. Ball at the tail of the scrum. Brian Tanga takes off, passes the ball to Walter Okoth, who runs a strong line. The forwards coming round. Tanga passes the ball out wide to, and there you go, Ntabeni Dukisa.
Try time, KABRAS Sugar. Tabeni Lukisa getting KABRAS Sugar start of the game, taking the lead and the scores to KABRAS Sugar 20, KCB 0.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a play there by KABRAS. Just running away with this one in the first half. Of course, with a one-man advantage on the pitch, getting a front foot ball from the scrum down. Shifted it twice or thrice in that run of play. Landed a 5-pointer and extended their lead.
Conversion is successful, ladies and gentlemen, by Tabeni Lukisa. KABRAS Sugar 22, KCB 0.
Well, the home team, the home fans in jubilation. KABRAS Sugar running away with this one. That 10-minute period for the sin bin. Seemingly very costly kickoff time. Levi Amunga fills it really high. Well taken in the 22 there by KABRAS. Brian Tanga looking to clear that ball off the base of the rack. Tabeni Dukisa with yet another high kick. Darwin Mukitsa fielding that one. Doing well. But Walter Okoth with a massive tackle there on Darwin Mukitsa. Darwin passes it to Levi. Levi, Bob Mohati. Bob Mohati to Pajan Kolian. Pajan Kolian with fast ball carried forward. There you have Mike Wamalo taking the ball into contact. KABRAS backtracking. Meanwhile, it is a penalty. Center referee really not having any of off the ball contact and sending Tabeni Dukisa to the bin. Well, it is 1-1. KABRAS down to 14 as their talisman. Their danger man, Tabeni Dukisa, is sent to the bin. 14-on-14, KCB versus KABRAS. Now it's time for KCB to execute. They go for the line out. KCB on the attack, first time, and referee with an advantage. Innocent, sorry, Oscar Simiyu with ball in hand. Pajan Kolian takes KCB into the 5. There you have it, Asati passes it to Vincent Onyala, but rebuffed and taken back in a very strong tackle there. Still prime attacking opportunity for KCB. There you have Oscar Sorano taking contact. Asati flicking the ball. Asati passing it to Andy Kolomolo, who seems to be held up by the defensive line of the KABRAS team. But the referee was playing an advantage. Samuel Asati looking to take the troops forward. Quick tap there by Vincent Onyala, and finally it is try time, KCB.
Try time, KCB. Vincent Onyala, ladies and gentlemen, leading the KCB's fight back, getting a 5-pointer, bring the scores to KABRAS Sugar 22, KCB 5.
Well, that's a good response. KABRAS going down to 14. And immediately, KCB take advantage of that reduction in number. Samuel Asati not taking time there with the penalty. Quick tap and passing it out wide to the very aware and always ready Vincent Onyala to get KCB back on the score. Looks like a long way out, but who knows? The conversion attempt is unsuccessful by Darwin Mukita. That is 22-5 in favor of KABRAS. It is a coach killer whenever a team that scores does not feel that they're rested. It's KCB's time to be tested on the restart end. Barry Robinson with ball in hand. Barry kicks us off. Kevin Wekesa on the hand. And there you go. That's a commentator's curse as Felix Ojo. And awaiting confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, the kickoff was lost forward by Felix Ojo as the center referee goes and consults his AR, Victor Dor, who signals for a scrum down for KABRAS Sugar. The initial infringement, which was the knock-on of that high wristed by KABRAS. Like I was saying, it is a coach killer because immediately after scoring points, you as a coach really expect your team to get that resulting kickoff and clear your lines. But KCB handing prime attacking possession to KABRAS. It is 14 on 14. It is actually 14 on 15 as Griffin Musila is back onto the pitch. Brian Tanga with ball in hand feeds the scrum down. At the tail of the scrum, we have Gabriel Odero. Gabriel Odero looking to help drive his team forward, and they have an advantage at scrum time. Free play there for the Sugarmen, and they opt to kick it wide for a cross kick, but the ball doesn't hit the mark, finds touch. But the referee was playing an advantage for the scrum and awards the penalty to KABRAS. KABRAS going for their strength. The scrum. Too many penalties considered at scrum time by KCB. Pretty sure the center referee will be having a word or two with the captain about the infringement at scrum time. Well, the sin bin period has to be managed by KABRAS. KCB couldn't manage their scrum. They couldn't manage their sin bin time and conceded quite a number of points. KABRAS have already conceded a 5-pointer. Let's have a look at what they do from this scrum down. Remember, by also opting to go for the scrum down, the time on the sin bin is also well taken care of. Well, another scrum infringement. By KABRAS now, this is adjudged to be Emmanuel Otieno hinging at scrum time and collapsing the scrum. The penalty is awarded to KCB. KCB with ball in hand. Darwin Mukidza looking for touch. And he gets the ball into touch. It's about execution now for KCB. Perfect weather conditions right here at the ASK Showground for KCB to execute. Meanwhile, there you have it, Walter Okoth with a massive tackle. Elvis Olukusi looking to take KCB forward. Goes into the big KABRAS Sugar forwards, but he's held up. It's a maul. KCB have to use it or lose it. And they lose it. Ball taken into contact by KABRAS, sorry, KCB. not able to use it. It is scrum time. KABRAS Sugar. Scrum is fed by Robinson with a chip, having worked the first time for the Sugarmen. Austin Sikutu running it straight. Bob Mohati, the big wrecking ball. Bob Mohati, but passes the ball back, looking for his teammates, but finding Kevin Wekesa, who diffuses that bomb for the Sugarmen. Barry Robinson with the responsibility, hovering the ball forward, a high kick taken into contact there by KABRAS. Samuel Asati kicking the ball back to KABRAS as Barry Robinson looks to clear his lines. And he gets touch in the KCB half. Barry Robinson dropping into that pocket left by Ntabeni Dukisa, clearing their line quite comprehensively. Very well done by KABRAS, not looking to play in their own half, just posing the challenge to KCB. Can KCB respond? Griffin Musila with ball in hand. Line out is well taken by Elvis Olukusi. Rising up, the tall figure of Elvis. Levi Amunga passes the ball to Vincent Onyala. Vincent Onyala to Austin Sikutua. Austin Sikutua attacking KABRAS. The tackle is made, but is not completed. So the young man had all the rights to rise up again, but eventually bundled into touch as the cavalry of KABRAS Sugar arrived at the crime scene. That's a good tackle there by Barry Robinson, completing the tackle eventually. Meanwhile, KCB on the attack from that line out. Bob Mohati runs into the midfield. Walter Okoth tackles the man and goes for the ball. Meanwhile, Ntabeni Dukisa is back onto the pitch. It is a 15-all competition between the two sides. Austin Sikutua gets the ball and hoofs it forward. Meanwhile, literally half the KCB team is either offside. The ball is lost forward. It is a scrum for KABRAS. Well, the nerves, the emotions, you can see the KCB fans trying to explain to each other what is really happening on the pitch, not understanding or knowing where the problem is. Well, tactically, you can see that the two sides are pretty much evenly matched on the forwards in terms of the scrummaging and the lineouts. Not many mauls being formed or scrum moving forward for both sides. However, KABRAS looking to always depend on the scrum to launch their attacks. As you can see, Brian Nyambua signaling to his number 9. That is George Nyambua. Brian Tanga feeds the scrum down. Secondary shove by KCB, but Barry opts to go high with that. KCB get the resultant possession. Vincent Onyala passes the ball to Austin Sikutua. Well handled out wide, Austin Sikutua. KCB lose the ball yet again on the ground, but the referee blows his whistle twice. KABRAS going off their feet at scrum time, illegally getting possession. Center referee Constant Cap penalizes the Sugarmen. KCB with a penalty, and this is definitely going into the KABRAS half. Darwin Mukiza doesn't get touch, but KABRAS Sugar do not get too much of territory in that clearance kick. Still an opportunity there for KCB to launch an attack. Griffin Musila with the high line out. Pajan Kolian takes the ball off the air, and a knock on there by Austin Sikutua. And with that, center referee Constant Cap signals for halftime, ladies and gentlemen. The halftime score: KABRAS Sugar 22, KCB 5.
It is halftime, ladies and gentlemen. And the center referee Constant Cap signals for halftime score. KABRAS Sugar 22, KCB 5. Very, very interesting first half, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw curtain about 40 minutes. Remember, there is a village right behind the entertainment zone where the members serve everything to eat and drink courtesy of KABRAS Sugar. Let's enjoy the final of the 2024 Kenya Cup, brought to you by KABRAS Sugar, RC.
Molo taking contact. Secured by Simiu. Intercept time for the Sugarmen. KCB just swinging that ball. Now looking to challenge KABRAS at the rock area. But a big tackle there by KCB. Tabeni with a step in. Very good stepping skills by Tabeni Dukisa. There you go by Robinson. Cross kick. Looking for a teammate on the far side. KABRAS losing the ball forward. It is a scrum for KCB. Well, the jitters of the first half really, it took a while for KCB to settle. Story of the first half. As KCB give away the ball. An intercept by KABRAS, but they eventually recover the ball and looking to clear their lines. It is a scrum for KCB. Asati looking to feed the scrum. Quite a sizable crowd here. The entertainment galore for the locals and the visiting fans from across the country. Very warm welcome if you're just joining us on the live stream. We are international. Remember, we're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook on the Kenya Rugby Union platforms and Y254. KCB get a penalty from that scrum. First line out of the second half. The captain is a note. And Tanga, let's try and listen in on the communication. Andy Kolomolo goes up. KABRAS putting a lot of pressure at line out time for the KCB team to handle, but eventually losing that ball forward. It is a scrum for KCB. The battle of the nines, Brian Tanga versus Samuel Asati. Both, of course, standing out for the Kenya Sevens team. Just a reminder, today across the country, we had lots of finals happening. We have the ladies Kenya Cup final, the Northern Suburb Cubs taking on Mwamba RFC at the RFA grounds. Darwin Mukisa slices through KABRAS Sugar's defense. Darwin Mukiza slices through KABRAS Sugar's defense for the Sugarmen. KCB with a high ball over the top there. Darwin Mukiza giving it to Austin Sikuto, who takes contact. KCB clear as Brian Wahinya passes the ball back to Levi Amunga. Levi Amunga doesn't find touch, and Orege does what he knows best, running it straight back at the defensive line of KCB. And there you go. KABRAS with an attacking opportunity as the medics attend to one of the KABRAS Sugar players in the background. By Robinson, passes and loops round. Walter Okoth takes contact, is tackled a couple of meters away from the 22-meter area. Another big carry by Ephraim Odur, another second half substitute for the Sugarmen. And in goes Hilary Odhiambo, who takes contact. Brian Tanga at the base of that track. Bryson Adaka with ball in hand, handing it over to George Nyambua. George Nyambua on the wing. Loses the ball in contact. The ball goes forward. KCB survive yet another scare. The big tall frame of George Nyambua running it straight to the KCB team. Well, KCB will have to find a way of playing in the KABRAS team half or in the 22 area for them to claw back this deficit, because as things stand, unless they have long-range tries in them, this really looks like a challenge that KABRAS Sugar has won in terms of field position. Another scrum in the 22-yard meter line of KCB. Brian Wahinya at the base of that scrum down. Darwin Mukiza with yet another kick, not finding touch, goes to Alfred Orege. Orege to Lamek Ambetsa. Lamek Ambetsa passes and loops round. The ball is free for anyone who wants to take it, and KCB putting pressure on KABRAS, piling. Broken play, dangerous play for KCB, but Tabendu Kisa is brought to the ground by the KCB defensive line. Meanwhile, the ref is playing an advantage of a tackler not rolling away. Penalized is Andy Kolomolo. Tabeni Dukisa left on the ground, probably seeking medical attention or grabbing a couple of minutes just to breathe in and out and catch his breath. Barry Robinson with a big boot, looking for touch and gets touch in the KCB half. KABRAS Sugar just making sure that they play in the right areas. That last attack was the first time we've really seen KCB into the KABRAS Sugar half in the second half. Telltale signs of dominance in terms of field position. Line out taken at the tail, 15. Line out is over, signaled by the referee. A maul set there by KABRAS. KCB have to defend this right or risk losing. That maul seems to be progressing towards the try line, but KABRAS Sugar lose the ball forward. Meanwhile, Tanga with a bit of highlights there for the highlight reel. That was a scary moment for KCB as the maul was moving towards the try line. But KABRAS Sugar losing that ball forward. It is a scrum to KCB. KABRAS just content with defending away from their own try line deep into the KCB half, with the laxity of losing the ball forward a couple of times and handing possession back to KCB, who seem to not really utilize any of that possession. Brian Wahinya shifts the ball to Levy to Vincent Onyala to Darwin Mukiza puts ball to boot. A good kick taken into touch. KABRAS team. Lamek Ambetsa really had nowhere to go and had to find touch. And a quick line out there allowed by the referee, Vincent Onyala, attacking KCB. Looking to respond in the second half. Brian Wahinya with quick ball shifted into the midfield. But KCB losing the ball backwards. However, the referee pulling them back for possibly an offside infringement by KABRAS. Looks like a tap and go for KCB as Oscar Simiyu stands on the ball, calling his charges. Wilward Masusi and Nelson Ouko, and KCB lose the ball forward. However, it is a penalty, and the referee is going to send a KCB player to the bin. And going to the naughty boys here is none other than Elvis Olukusi. Similar to what happened in the first half, KCB down to 14. KABRAS on the attack, looking to capitalize on that one-man advantage. Very costly affair for KCB. Teddy Akala with ball in hand. Fits the line out, well taken in the air by KABRAS. KABRAS on the attack. Brian Tanga. Barry Robinson hoofs the ball high into the air. Just looking to turn the KCB defensive line. Vincent Onyala on the break. Vincent Onyala chips and chases his own kick. KABRAS allowing the ball to bounce, but eventually finding touch with our clearance kick. A good sequence of play there, a good position for KCB to launch the attack from. Well taken in the air by Andy Cole. More for KCB, seems to be moving forward. KCB referee signaling for KCB to use the ball. Big Bob Mohati goes into contact. Wahinya at the base of that rack. There you have Innocent. Brian Wahinya quickly looking to clear that, and referee playing an advantage for KCB. Drawing closer and closer to the white line for the bunkers. No advantage gained there for KCB. An offside line breach by KABRAS. Decision time for KCB, time running out. Definitely needing to score 3 tries at least to even or take the lead in this one. They opt for scrum down. Not sure without Elvis Olukusi on the flank what the advantage is, but looking to prove us all wrong. Felix Ojo at the tail of that scrum, looking to launch the attack. Brian Wahinya goes in, gets the ball, ships the ball to Bob Mohati. Bob Mohati, it is try time, KCB. Or was it? They lost the ball forward in the goal line area. That is a goal line dropout for KABRAS Sugar. What a scare there for KABRAS. But what a missed opportunity for KCB at least to get another 5-pointer to bring the scores to 22-10 before the conversion. Talk of missed opportunities. Barry Robinson with ball in hand. Barry looks to clear it deep. Darwin Mukiza bringing it back, takes contact. Massive contact in the midfield there. Simiu takes contact. KCB on the attack. Big contact there from KABRAS as they try counter-racking, and it is a successful counter-rack. Meanwhile, referee blows for a penalty, quickly taken there by Brian Wahinya. Wahinya passes the ball back into Levy. Levy. It is a ping-pong style of play between the two sides as they knock forward the ball. Roy Mususi losing the ball forward. Once again, KCB lose a prime attacking opportunity to draw back the deficit of a 17-point difference between them and the reigning Kenya Cup champions, KABRAS. Bit of a break in play. Well, it will be interesting to note how the second half has gone, and looking at all this from the coach's perspectives, KABRAS have been able to really withstand pressure in the second half. Not so much of the pressure, but some of the pressure coming through from the KCB team and keeping the halftime score and lead intact. It will be a disappointing feeling for Curtis Olago, whose charges have not been able to at least put in a point on the scoreboard in the second half as the clock ticks. It is either now or never for KCB. Remember, they still are one man down. And in the background, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you the party is ongoing. Medical team attending to Brian. That is Hillary Odhiambo, who took a head knock. Long stoppage in play, just offering the two teams an opportunity to catch their breath, get some tactical information in from the coaches, and hopefully launch the last attack towards the final end, the final quarter of this game. KABRAS, of course, with a healthy 17-point lead against KCB, looking to get a fourth consecutive Kenya Cup title in the bag, looking to make it to the books of history. Changes. In goes Patrick Lumumba. And out goes Gabriel Odero. Brian Tanga with the ball. Ball goes in. Solid scrum by KABRAS. Now making its way forward. Brian Tanga playing on the front foot. Barry Robinson, of course, to the air. And a knock on there by Darwin Mukidza. An advantage for KABRAS. Not taking the advantage, and referee pulling playback to the advantage of the knock on in the air by Darwin Mukidza. Darwin Mukidza going up and not collecting the ball. And that tactic really proving to be KABRAS Sugar constant weapon. Throughout this game, they've asked a lot of questions in the air of KCB, and they've constantly come out with a positive outcome. Now with a scrum in KCB's half, couple of meters outside the 22-meter yard area. And with a solid platform like the scrum that they have, this really is a do or die defensive effort by KCB. This could drive the last nail on the coffin. Brian Tanga feeds the scrum. Scrum is moving. However, the referee penalizes KABRAS. Not shoving straight, the call there by the center referee, Constant Cap. Darwin Mukidza with ball in hand, looking to find touch. Darwin doesn't find touch. Another missed opportunity. A tale of missed opportunities for KCB. Darwin with ball in hand, fielding the high kick, returned by KABRAS. Tackle is made there by KABRAS. Brian Wainya passes the ball into the midfield. Peter Waitere taking contact, but meeting a strong defensive effort by KABRAS. It's a very good line speed by KABRAS on the defensive, as Brian Wainya seeks out the ball from the base of the rack. Bob Mohati loses the ball backwards, of course. And guess who's on the charge towards the try line? And they lose the ball forward. It is an advantage for KABRAS. Brian Tanga in the 5-meter area of KCB passes the ball back in, but they lose it forward. But they had an advantage. And KABRAS with a 5-meter scrum. Well, KCB really a victim of their own making, losing the ball whenever they had it in a prime attacking opportunity and good attacking areas. Just so much defensive effort put in by KCB. But for how long can you be able to defend in your 22-yard or your 5-meter area without cracking? They do say defense wins you titles, but sometimes defense really wears you down, and that is exactly what KABRAS Sugar are about today. Just wearing the KCB defensive line and just exploiting those simple, small mistakes and spaces that appear in the KCB defensive line. And now on the front foot with a scrum in the 5 meters. Well, another break there. 10 minutes out. Water break for the two teams. Time is on. Scrum, KABRAS. Scrum for KABRAS. Brian Tanga with ball in hand. Face the scrum. Moving forward. Obliterating the KCB scrum and an advantage in the offing as they lose the ball forward. But the penalty advantage ensuing. Well, that was KABRAS Sugar in their element. Danger bells ringing for KCB. This could be the last nail on the coffin to hand KABRAS their 4th Kenya Cup title on the bounce. The crowd is eager. Second time of asking. KCB strong on the defensive, not budging. Referee asking for yet another reset. No clear advantage for either side. Many thanks if you're just joining us. This is the 2024 Kenya Cup final. Big shout out to all the sponsors behind this final. KABRAS Sugar, Alchemist, the Menengai Cream, and our security partners, the Crime Shield. Referee awards KABRAS another penalty. Quick tap there by Brian Tanga, and finally it is time. KABRAS.
Right time. KABRAS Sugar. Tanga. Sugar 27, KCB 5.
Like I said, last nail on the coffin. Brian Tanga with a quick tap, catching the KCB defensive line, not the required 5 meters. As Ntabeni Dukisa adds the extra 2 points. That is KCB 5, KABRAS Sugar 29. Ladies and gentlemen, this is as good as done. 6 minutes out. 24 points, the difference between KCB and KABRAS. Hii imeenda. Kickoff well taken there. Now KABRAS smelling blood. Looking to turn the screw deeper and deeper. Ntabeni with his boot. Darwin Mukidza just trying. Brian Wahinya, Patrick Ouko, Nelson Nyandat. However, the pass goes forward and it is a scrum for KABRAS. KABRAS looking to pile more misery on KCB. KCB finishing second in the regular season, earning the right to play a home semi-final where they met the Menengai Oilers, while KABRAS Sugar playing at home had to battle it out with Nondi's RFC. Earning their slots in the final, ladies and gentlemen. This was, of course, on paper, a hard game. Seems like Coach Carlos was well prepared for this one. It has really been a game of two halves. Incidentally, the two sides really laying claim to a solid half. Scrum for KABRAS.